Well, I'm traveling in the great state of Wyoming now, having moved to Colorado. The reason I point that out is I feel like a very privileged individual to be allowed to cross the border as freely as I do and know that our neighbors to the south have moved on with life. You can do the research that you would like to do to either criticize me or establish your own thinking. But vaccination rates are nowhere near the 85% level that Premier Pallister wants them to be at in order to loosen the grip on us as Manitobans. He has the proverbial boot on our throat. This will not end. We will not get to 85% soon enough, given the extremely poor campaign that they've rolled out, which has really done more to harbor fear in individuals than to establish a firm foundation of trust. The information that came out yesterday in a news conference held by independent MP Derek Sloan was compelling. These individuals of the same community, the same body, the same fraternity in the medical and research and virology areas are speaking out about the side effects of COVID. Who's lying? Who's telling the truth? They can't both be right, as we well know, in any situation such as this. We can't both be right. Yes, I'm over here, slightly right of center, saying I have huge misgivings about the information that's been given to us, and I have a lot of mistrust about taking an injection, and especially listening to the virologist, the vaccinologist who spoke in that conference. Google it, look it up, do yourself a favor. Don't believe anything I say. Listen to it and watch it. Google Derek Sloan, MP, News Conference, Ottawa. You will gain an insight that you otherwise will not get from our provincial leaders. There are some serious issues with this. And again, to repeat what we are doing in this group and what I am personally committed to is just simply to pump the brakes. Apply a measure of control that this thing isn't going to continue to be the runaway train that it is, where nobody's even going to stop and question, where people are going to blindly trust. You know, I was reminded, the way my mind works, I went back to a conversation I had with a neighbor a few years ago when I was living in Winkler. He was working at the bank. He sold investments. I won't name him, of course. And I told him, you know, I was taking a position with a company selling investments. They were Class B preferred shares in Mexican properties down on the Mayan Riviera. And we talked briefly about it because I knew he knew something about it, and I wanted to learn something too. Interesting. He said this: people will spend weeks and months researching what make, what model of washer and dryer to buy. They will know it at the end like nothing they've ever known before. And probably, as you could think along with me, a washer and dryer, a good set, even if you bought a really good set, you're under $2,000. But he said when it came to investments, people would readily sit down at the table, sign papers, and hand over tens of thousands of dollars without even a second sober thought, without ever asking a question. They simply trust the individuals at the bank. Now, this individual likely took that to heart and did everything he could to make sure they knew what they were putting their money into. Your health care is way more important than your life savings. You can have money and no health and you got no life. But if you have health and no money, you still have a life. So what are you doing and what am I doing and what should we be doing to investigate this matter further? If someone isn't going to help you, then my goodness, help yourself. There's too much at stake. Your very health in the future and any possible side effects will not be able to be reversed. And again, I don't say for or against. Although the evidence yesterday scared the hell out of me about sitting down, shutting up, and rolling up and taking a jab. They make it sound like it's a hip hop band. There's a lot involved here. It's your health. It's your life. Are you not going to do anything? Please. Stupid, ignorant is no way to go through life. Blind trust is not something we're asked to do. Not even in a community of faith are you asked to blindly trust. The evidence of the faith that a lot of us ascribe to is well documented. And still you have a choice. Do not give up that choice. Do not blindly trust. Do your research, investigate, and at least start with this simple thing that I'm giving you right now. Google Derek Sloan, MP, Ottawa, news conference. It's not long, but it's terribly informative. It's your choice.